Queen's Radio.
Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Maria at the mic here today as your lovely host. For those who don't know my channel, hi, welcome. I'm Maria, right? Your lovely host who will be speaking for this glorious episode. This week's country, we are doing Japan. Ooh. Now, some of you may be new, so I'll catch you up on a couple of things. Welcome to my lovely channel. This channel, I talk about a culture or a country every week. And sometimes I'll differentiate and I'll talk about a movie maybe from that country or that I think resembles a country. It depends, you know. Holidays, theater, the whole shebang. I'm your girl for it. But anyway, we'll continue on with today's episode. So, as I said previously, today is about Japan. And basically what this week they're going to be celebrating is something called... Oh, by the way, I cannot pronounce half of these words. I'm bilingual, right? I'm bilingual. I can't pronounce. So I'm sorry. I'm very sorry if I can't not pronounce these words correctly. And if you know how to pronounce them correctly, please do tell me. I love to be corrected on pronunciation. I have been corrected in pronunciation my whole life. So anyway, this week's event is from Japan and it's called Setsunbun. Yeah, that's literally what it says. So it is a traditional Japanese festival marking the day before the beginning of spring in the lunar calendar. The event is celebrated on February 3rd, but sometimes they tend to change it, depending on the circle or just when, it's sort of like Easter. Like, it's never one specific date. It keeps changing, depending on how many days or, how the circle goes. It's sort of like that, basically. So yeah, this is celebrated every year, and it's deeply rooted in the belief that evil spirits are driven away and good fortune is welcomed in the coming year. So it's a lot like Chinese New Year, where they do this big festival, this big commemoration, celebration, so that it brings them luck, good fortune to the year. And just prospect good and positive vibes throughout the whole entire year. So, what is their cultural significance? So, during the Setsunbun, people traditionally throw roasted soybeans at family members, friends, and sometimes even at shrines. Okay, I will pronounce this terribly. Shouting, right? So they get beans, right? They roast the beans, soybeans essentially, and they throw at people. And they say, Oni wa soto. This is going to sound like I'm swearing. I swear I am not. Fuku wa yoshi. Which basically means demons out, luck in. So if you're going to Japan roughly this time of year... and you're thinking, it's going to be a wonderful little visit. If there are people throwing stuff at you, yeah, have fun with that. Oh, it is. It's sort of like, it actually reminds me a lot of a tradition in Brazil. No, it's not that extreme. It's not talking about demons and stuff like that. But in Brazil, my family would say, it's traditional, so when the girl becomes sort of like in the way like a woman or is seen as a woman is when she turns 15, but for a guy it's when he turns 18. It's sort of like I think for girls it's sort of like quinceañeras, like Spanish, Mexican, it's basically that, or it's like Sweet 16 for people like in America and UK, for like just terms for you to understand. For guys, I think guys are just like, they're 18, 21, it's all jibber jabber. But from what I know, in Brazil, for that person, it's basically so it's like that person becomes wise. They have to throw, well, not throw, they have to smack an egg on the person. So this is mainly with the girls. Sometimes they will do it with guys, but like with guys, it's like more, oh, he's hardcore and so do that and blah blah blah. You know, for girl, like as in they do this more with the girls, which honestly, hello, I find unfair. I would love to smack a guy with an egg. If you give me an egg and you give me like a sworn enemy of mine, I don't have enemies, but if I don't like the guy, I will literally smack the egg. Anyway, so they do that essentially. So it's like, oh, bring good wisdom and bring you luck and like you're wise in your future and you don't screw up like most of the teenagers do in life. Yeah, this does sound a lot like it, but like less spiritual. Brazilians are wild. They just make up the like funniest things ever. But anyway, so the whole throwing soy beans, essentially, the goal is to expel bad spirits and invite happiness. This is really funny. I find this so funny because it's sort of like as in just imagine if someone's like sad or like angry or something, and you just like start throwing beans in them, be like, yeah, get out, like bad spirits, get out, like bring us happy such and such. That's practically what it's saying. Also, during this time, it's also common for them to eat iomaki. So basically, ideally, it's a type of sushi roll, while facing the lucky direction of the year according to the Chinese zodiac. So they tend to follow a bit of the Chinese zodiac like horoscope. Also, just saying, guys, I am like partially still a wee bit sick. I'm better from last week. I'm better, but we're not fully healed. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. So yeah, like as in, I'm guessing Asians. Well, I know I'm stereotyping or just generalizing this a lot, but I think personally that mainly the Asians tend to go by all the same calendar ideally. There's also a shrine and temple visits that are also typical, where people pray for good health, success, and happiness in the upcoming year. So yeah, it's just like a tradition of theirs. It's like a religion. There's not terribly much to it as I was like trying to research. Though Japan has a wild tradition for Christmas. And now, if you haven't heard my Christmas special episode, check that out. It's on YouTube, where you also find this episode. But Japan also they eat KFC as their Christmas dinner, which I find hilarious. I literally thought it was a myth, or I thought it was like a rumor. But when I asked my friend about this, no, she's not Japanese or anything, but like she just knows stuff, and she was like, "No, it's actually true. Like they actually eat KFC for Christmas dinner," and I'm like, "Oh, that's well." You see, nothing beats my mama's cooking. My mum cooking, glorious. My granny's even better. Don't eat my food. But I don't know. I find it so weird if I had KFC for Christmas. I don't know. I just feel like you'd just be lazy. Well, to be fair, Christmas cooking takes a very long process, and it's a long like time to be cooking. Here, I probably couldn't do it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I could really find on Japan. It's basically like a spring cleaning. Well, not spring cleaning. Where am I head at? It is just a festival about spring. Now I find it weird because normally, well, to be fair, they are on the other side of the planet to us, which is Ireland. But normally spring here is always on my dad's birthday. Funny enough, 21st March. So yeah, that's some facts for you. I've got a couple of songs I've decided to pick three because there's one of the songs. No, it's just basically a Japanese version of Ode to Joy, which is Beethoven. And I was like, oh sure, we'll play this because I was like saying that. I saw the thing was like the whole like song. It was like 18 minutes long, and I'm like, even if I was listening to this, and I'm not cruel to use, I am not cruel at all to use, but I'm not gonna play you 18 minutes in one go. I will leave the link if you'd like. On the caption, but oh, 18 minutes long. Nah, for it's basically it's not even much of a big difference. It's the same music, but they add some Japanese instruments, ideally. So that's why they're like, oh, it's Japanese version, blah blah. Which is not really that big of a difference, if you know what I mean. But before I play you the music, right? Before I play you the music, I would like to announce now. By the time this episode is out, I am planning, right? I am planning a new series. Now, it's not going to be a series as in podcast because I would probably faffle more. But I wanted to do like a mini series on Instagram called Movie of the Week. And so ideally what I want to do is, as a film student and as a drama student, I want to explore more stuff. I want to watch movies I've never watched before. I want to re-watch movies I've watched my whole entire childhood that like I probably missed a good bit of, you know? I feel like it's very not important, but I think it's nice for me just to get into. It helps me, and I don't know if you find that entertaining. You know, have it as. I watched the movie today. Well, today is being recorded, but it would have been last week by the time you're hearing this. And hopefully the video will be out soon, or it should be out. It should be out by the time this episode's out. But ideally, I want to start a series called. Well, I haven't named it officially a title just yet because this is a week before the actual episode is going out. But I want to do a movie of the week. And if anyone who's listening have movie suggestions or have plays and suggestions, I'm all for it. I love watching. I've literally spent my whole life watching TV series, films, name it. I've done it. And like, to be fair, there's a lot of like very, very popular movies I have never watched. Like today, I watched 10 Things I Hate About You. And half of the girls were like, what do you mean you have never watched this movie? It is amazing. And it is amazing. And I don't know. When I was growing up, I was never really the whole romance type of gal. I didn't really like sort of, I think, you see, teenager me was more like, oh, hardcore. I was a lot like Kate in the movie. Like, I mean, hardcore Kate. And I would, like, not surrender myself to, like, any guy whatsoever. And if they, like, sort of, like, try to mess about or something, they literally would be shut down, like, immediately. That's why, like, no wonder half the guys feared me by the end. Like, no, I didn't talk to no one in the end, but, you know, I'm happy the way it all was. But anyway, I mainly grew up watching action, war, not really war, like, not like historical sort of thing. It was more like Planet of the Apes. I literally watched that the weekend before. I should really rewatch those movies. If no one's watched Planet of the Apes, what have you been doing your whole life? It is such a good movie. But anyway, we're getting a little bit off topic. I I quite liked 10 Things I Hate About You. I don't know if I agree with the ending though, because she forgave Patrick, and I'm like, that's where my brain now, like sort of in the way adult brain was like, yeah, in real life that does not happen. Like the guy just leaves. Like no guy stays. Like none of them do. So yeah, but like I don't know. That movie kept changing my sort of type. I don't know how to explain that, but I don't know. I liked Patrick, but at the same time, I didn't. He like as in he was good looking, but like there was something like about his looks that kept putting me off, and I don't know why. Also, Kate, not Kate, Kat, so pretty. She's making me wanna because normally I always used to have really long hair and it used to be like wavy curly. Now I'm going back to my curly era. I need to go back to my curly era, and I've like chopped my hair. I've like literally chopped my hair. And for what? Literally for what? So plan is we're going it back because Kate is my inspiration now for 2025. But before she met Patrick and before she went out with Patrick, and well, essentially 2025 me now is just gonna be Cat but without Patrick ever existing, because let's be honest guys, there is no Patrick for me. Right, anyway, we're moving on. We're moving on. If I have more time towards the end, I'll briefly tell you what I specifically felt about that movie. But let's get on to our music section, shall we? So, this is one of the songs called Sakura Sakura. It's a traditional Japanese melody. Oh, and there's subtitles. So I'll play it once for you to like have a proper listen, and then if the subtitles work, I'll translate. We'll go again, and I'll translate it. And that was Sakura Sakura. It's a Japanese melody. No, this thing lies. Videos always lie. I knew it was gonna lie to me. Subtitles are all in Japanese. Now, guys, I don't know about you, but I cannot read Japanese. Now, there is captions, and I'm wondering, can I read them? It's because they're really, really tiny. So, we'll try this again, right? We're just gonna lower a wee bit, and we'll try this again. Hopefully, it works, and I can read because the captions on the video keep like they're really, really tiny. Like I mean, really, really tiny. So yeah, we'll go again. We'll see if we'll attempt this. Three kinds of exorial lyrics. First verse, Sakura Sakura. Old lyrics. Music anthology in 1988. No, 1888. Oh, Sakura is cherry blossoms. Cherry blossoms. Across the spring sky. As far as the eye can see. Is it mist or is clouds? Or clouds, sorry. Fragrant in the air. Come now. Let's go and see them. Cherry blossoms have bloomed. I'll go home after seeing the flowers. Yoshino, famous for cherry blossoms. Tasuta, famous for autumn leaves. Karasaki, famous for the pine trees. Evergreen, evergreen. Dark green color. Cherry blossoms. Cherry blossoms. In fields, mountains, and villages. As far as the eye can see. Is it mist or clouds? Fragrant in the rising sun. Cherry blossoms. Cherry blossoms. Flowers in full bloom. In the end, like the captions were like, "Did you enjoy this? Please sing along." And I'm like, I don't even know Japanese. We can learn. Surely we can learn. But basically, that's like it's a lovely melody celebrating basically my cherry blossoms, and I think in Japan, cherry blossoms are like the main, not flower, but like sort of like symbolizing like the awakening of spring. I know they love cherry blossoms there, and they're always so pretty when it comes to like just like cherry blossoms in like the streets, and I know they have like very specific places with cherry blossoms and how they grow and they take care of them, you know. But anyway, there is another song called Koi. Who knows what that is, but sure, I'll probably find out. By Jen Hoshino.
人波の街が暮れたら色めき 上げて思うことがこの世にいる誰も二人から胸の中にあるものいつか見えなくなるものそれはそばにいることいつも思い出して君の中にあるもの距離の中にあること恋をしたのはあなたの指の混ざり頬の香り夫婦を超えてゆけ醜いと秘めた思いは色づき白鳥は運ぶは当たり前を変えながら恋せずにいられないな似た顔も強行にも愛が生まれるのは一人から胸の中にあるものいつか見えなくなるものそれはそばにいることいつも思い出して君の中にあるもの距離の中にあること恋をしたのはあなたの指の混ざり頬の香り夫婦を超えてゆけ泣き顔も黙る夜も揺れる笑顔もいつまでもいつまでも胸の中にあるものいつか見えなくなるものそれはそばにいることいつも思い出して君の中にあるもの距離の中にあること恋をしたのはあなたの指の混ざり頬の香り夫婦を超えてゆけ二人を超えてゆけ一人を超えてゆけ
And that was Koi. It did not translate for me, but I literally had to like hold myself from laughing. Um, so obviously here it's like I was watching the actual like official music video, and I don't know who like put this all together, but it's really, and I mean really badly out of sync. Like you can tell he's just like lip syncing. Like the song doesn't match to the actual like visual of him like trying to sing. It's either like too he's either late at the start or he's like late in the end. It's always one of the two, and I find that quite funny. And also, right, it was 8 years ago, and it has 263 million views. It's a bit, you know. I know, I think they could have done better production. But who am I to say anything? Really, it's my personal opinion. End of it. But ideally, Koi is a popular modern J-pop, sort of like K-pop, but Japanese version. A J-pop song that brings out the festive spirit of Japan. So it's basically just, I've had the K-pop though, if we're gonna compare it, but yeah, it's It's just so you know, like in every country, there's like sure in China they have C-pop because you can't say K-pop, otherwise it won't work. But yeah, here's the final song. It's a wee bit longer, but it's called Haru no Yumi. and that was Haru. My God, I will butcher this word. Haru no Yumi. Yeah, it's basically like a classical piece of music. It's an instrumental. It's a beautiful piece, honestly. That represents the seasonal change. You could probably hear, like throughout halfway, um, it starts like big. Well, not starts big. Sorry, it starts slowly and then it builds and then starts slowing again. So just shows like as in it's a cycle. Like it starts small and then it grows big and then it goes small again, then big. But yeah. So that's pretty much all I have for today, guys. You know, it's pretty short, if I do say so myself. While I'm at it, right? Okay, I was doing research because I just watched the movie, 10 Things I Hate About You, and now I was like the song, I think it is also called 10 Things I Hate About You. It's wait, I wonder if I can get it up while I'm talking about it, right? So the actor, Heath Ledger, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He plays Patrick in 10 Things I Hate About You. And I didn't know he died in 2008. He died. I literally watched the movie and I was like debating whether to be obsessed with him or not. But he's quite tall, so we'll forgive him. I believe that's Leah Kate, 10 Things I Hate About You. Yeah, I knew it. I had listened to this song. And I was doing research because I didn't know whether to be obsessed with Patrick or not in the movie. I don't know. Something about him is just, although he looks so different, like I did not recognize him when what can we call it? They were like, it was like a paintball scene. They were like playing. Also I think it's because like you don't notice how tall the guy is, because if you get like a semi like tall girl, it's like, oh, there's not much, like he's not that tall, but he was like beside one of the guys, and I I think it was Joey, his name. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like as in I'm really bad with like names. I'm really bad with faces as well, but he looked so like intimidating. I was like, oh. All right, I see you. But anyway, sure, why not? We've got a little bit of time to commemorate the movie I just watched. We're gonna play a little bit of Leah Kate, 10 Things I Hate About You. Yeah, you know what? This should have been like, if it was released like, you know, back in the day where they did this movie, this should have been in the movie instead of like the speech or something. I don't know. But I quite liked the speech, but at the same time, I was like iffy on it because like he was there and she started crying. But like I remember reading an interview where the actress said that she naturally just cried. So I don't know if she's went through like similar experience or not, but oh sure. I've been there, girl. Don't worry, I've been there. Anyway, let's see.
I caught you cheating. You had the nerve to say you're sleeping, just not with her, but tell your friends that I'll be lost without you. And I'll admit it, sometimes I miss when we were in it. So I made a list so I'll never forget all the things I hate about you. 10, you're selfish. 9, you're jaded. 8, the dumbest guy I've dated. 7's like a big game till you're naked. Only 6 seconds and I had to fake it. 5, you're toxic. 4, can't trust you. 3, you still got mommy issues. 2 years of your bullshit I can't undo. 1, I hate the fact that you made me love you. Your friends must suck if they think you're cool. A sloppy drunk, obsessed with this jewel. Keep buying bottles with your daddy's money. And I don't know how I felt for your you gross me out. Now I've got the egg and I've got a leg. 10 things I hate about you. 10, you're selfish. 9, you're jaded. 8, the dumbest guy I've dated. 7, talk a big game till you're naked. Only 6 seconds and I had to fake it. 5, you're toxic. 4, can't trust you. 3, you still got mommy issues. 2, you're done your book. I can't undo. 1, I hate the fact that you made me love you.
Woo! Yes, I love her absolutely. Yeah, that was like the song I have heard, but in my head I was like, yeah, this song is from the movie, cause like they had practically the same title. I was wrong, very wrong, but I still loved every song from that movie, and I might listen to a bit of it. Who knows? But anyway, we're coming to the very end of this wonderful, wonderful episode of this week's So Long Farewell. This is Maria at the mic, signing off.